responsabilidad de todos, por lo que te recomendamos riega plantas y jardín solo con la cantidad indispensable.
Broadcasting live from Houston, from the space city to the world. You are watching Now Media Television.
Welcome to Power CEOs, the truth behind the business. I'm Jen Gaudet, your fearless host, entrepreneur, investor, and business strategist. Why are we here? Because iron sharpens iron. And when we bring successful entrepreneurs and investors to share what's working in business, and maybe even some of what's not, what we're able to do is learn and grow. The result is a ripple effect that impacts not just ourselves and our families, but also our communities and our world. You are in for a special treat today. I have a good friend and fellow entrepreneur slash pediatrician slash COO of an amazing network here in studio with me today. Welcome to the show, Dr. Sarah Breen.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
I am so excited about this. I have been waiting for this for literally months since we scheduled this. Thank you for being here. So, Sarah, we're going to dive right in, but first, you're a pediatrician. You do have kind of a side gig in the medical space, and you're doing this amazing work with Brepic Network. How do you fit it all in?
Good question. So I was a general pediatrician only for 10 years full-time, and ever since learning about the entrepreneur world, which is what I call it, I fell in love, and I decided to jump on board with my husband, who had started this amazing network. And I've kind of gone part-time, and then more part-time, and then more part-time as a pediatrician, so that I really have the ability to do everything I want to do.
You know, that's so fantastic. And a lot of times we have people who are on the edge. They're like in a job, they have golden handcuffs. I mean, in medicine, we make a lot of money in medicine. So it's really hard to kind of jump and do something else. So we've heard people who have just like cold turkey, went for full force for the gusto. And then we've heard others who've done the like gradual step down, like pull back a little bit more. My understanding is that you still love what you do in the medical space. And you're just slowly easing your way out, not because you're afraid to jump in full force, but because you still love what you do. Can you speak a little bit about how you're able to still get that passion in the medical side as well as be fully there for what you're really enjoying in the entrepreneurial world?
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely the reason that I'm still doing pediatrics is because I really do love it. I love the families I work with. I love my job. I love everyone. And so I am lucky enough to be able to do both things that I love at the same time, because most people kind of have to pick and choose. But I have great bosses at my pediatrics office who allowed me to step back a little bit more but still keep my job. And then, you know, my Brepic Network job, I work from home, so I make my own hours.
That's awesome. And so tell me, was there fear when you first started stepping back and pulling back your hours?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, when I jumped into Brepic Network, I thought I could do everything at the same time. So that was hard to begin with. I was still working 3 days a week in the office for peds, and then about 7 days a week for Brepic. And
wait, that math doesn't add up.
Yeah, I know. The math is mathin'. And so I had that, plus it was summer, so my kids were home more, and so it was kind of a mess. My eye was twitching, my anxiety was fired up, and all that good stuff. But I wanted to make sure that I really liked doing Brepic Network, and I wasn't doing it just to help out my husband before I started to drop a few more days.
Well, that makes perfect sense. And I love that you shared that, because so many times as entrepreneurs, we don't share all the dirty little secrets, the things that we struggle with. And the reality in entrepreneur world is that we are trial by fire. So we learn as we go, we fail forward. We fail, if we're going to be successful, we fail very much along the way, continually, so that we can have that huge success. And so thank you for being vulnerable and sharing that. And I'm going to ask you the next question because I know my viewers and listeners are going to ask, okay, wait, hold on. You have a side gig that's a doctor situation. You have the entrepreneurial gig that you're working with your husband, no less, and you've got kids. How the heck are we juggling all of these things and not having mom guilt?
I mean, mom guilt is real. So I think I had more mom guilt in the beginning of my career as a general pediatrician, working 4 days a week, plus weekends, plus nights. And my kids were young, so they were going to sleep at 7:30 at night. It was a lot. It was a lot for me. They didn't sleep well the first couple of years. They really enjoyed breastfeeding in the middle of the night. So there was definitely mom guilt there. I would say this lifestyle actually lends more toward being around my kids. So, you know, I can work from home. Like I said, I can work other hours, but also it's all about the quality time I spend with them. And when I'm there, I'm present.
And let's dive into that presence a little bit, because you and I talked about this, and you actually just spoke for a bunch of women who are in business or in careers as well. And it's the full presence and the quality of time that's most important to our kids. What does that look like for those of us who are busy in entrepreneur world?
Absolutely. I think quality is huge. I think putting your phone down, putting your computer down, being face-to-face with your kids, talking to them, having meals with them. I still read to my kids every night. They're in 4th and 5th grade, and they love being read to. So we don't do alone reading. I read to them, and that is wonderful.
And so you've established this, and talk to me, what does presence actually mean? Because a lot of people think different things about that word. What does full presence mean when we're spending it with our family, our spouse, our children, or the things that matter most to us in life?
I think full presence is important because I think a lot of people think that because they're in the room with their kids, maybe they're all watching TV together or whatever, that they're fully present as they're scrolling through their phones. And that's not presence. Presence is truly not having anything else but your kids and you, or your husband or your wife or whatever. It's really being there and really listening and not having 6 things going through your head at the same time, which is hard.
So the best gift that we can give is our focused attention without distraction. And so how do you accomplish that? Like, give us the secret sauce. Like, how do we go from, because we're all guilty of it, right? We're entrepreneurs. Like, have we been on the beach, on vacation, and that notification dings, and what do? We grab the phone and we look? Like, how do we shift away from that, always plugged in, always being scattered in thought and thinking about the next thing, and move towards presence? Like, give me like a step-by-step, like this is an action we can take today that will help us with full presence in whatever we're doing.
Well, I think I had to work on that because, especially working with my husband, he's always there. And he doesn't really have an off switch. So he is a do this kind of guy. And I really had to draw some boundaries because, to me, again, part of the reason that I stepped into his company with him was to be more present with my kids and to be home more, not just home more, but more present, right? And so I've told him, like, repeatedly, he'll text me something on a Sunday. I don't work on Sundays. I just don't. I won't answer him. I won't respond to the text message. It is what it is. You have to draw boundaries, you know, and you have to protect your time. And number one for me are my kids.
So it's about, I'm hearing this, I love this topic, I speak on this topic as well. It's about knowing what your priorities are. So if we know what our priorities are, and then we set a boundary around it, and we say, okay, I don't work on Sundays. Sundays are off for me. And then we have to communicate that to our clients. We have to communicate that to the people that are on our team. And like, I'm a big fan of, you can text me anytime, but I'm not responding. I don't respond. Everyone knows that unless it's an emergency, and these are what the emergencies are, you can't get me on the weekend. So it's really important that we establish those boundaries. And so if you're listening here, that could be your action step for today, because so many of us are completely plugged in and doing a million things. And if we're parents, for example, our children deserve our focused, undivided attention. And it doesn't need to be a lot. It could be an hour. It could be a short amount of time. But when we have that full focused presence with our kids, with our clients, with our spouses, with whoever that we're spending that time in, what happens is we have a lower stress rate, lower anxiety, and we're able to give them our greatest gift, which is our focused attention and time. So we are going to briefly break in just a minute for commercial. Is there anything you want to add to this topic? Because after the break, we're going to switch gears.
I just want to say that I think it's such a good habit to get into anyway because it helps your kids too. Your kids learn presence as well. Your kids learn not to scroll their phone while they're talking to you. So I think it's important for the whole family.
Thank you so much for that. We will be right back after these messages.
Taking a trip in the next 12 months? Airlines are under tremendous pressure and they're practically giving away their unsold seats. Like every crisis, this one will end too. But right now is the best time to take advantage of giveaway ticket prices on their unsold seats. We're not allowed to publish these low fares online. The only way to get these rock bottom giveaway prices is to call. So phone low-cost airlines now for airline ticket prices you may never see again. Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
Call 855-993-2096 right now. That's 855-993-2096.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your Care Watch right now. Operators are standing by.
Hi, my name is Michelle Merhar. You may remember me from the morning news. I'd like to tell you how getting data and documents into action fast gives you a competitive edge. Digital-first thinking to manage document workflows efficiently are giving all organizations a competitive edge. In fact, digital document automation is an essential process, helping us to become more profitable and to compete. By making any process paperless with secure automation, decisions can be made efficiently, virtually from anywhere. You'll be able to find and share documents securely in seconds. Your staff will be empowered by making optimal use of every office hour. And by the way, the size of your organization doesn't matter. Precision Products has been helping organizations for more than 30 years with paper to digital processes, including scanning systems for any document to premises and cloud document management systems. We make it easy and scalable for your business process needs from the office or other locations, even mobile devices. Contact us to see how we can help your organization succeed. Contact Will Waterall direct at 713-446-5939 and visit us on the web at precisionproductsinc.com.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
Welcome back to Power CEOs. We are going to dive right back in. We are talking with Dr. Sarah Breen, and she has gone into business with her husband. She has an amazing network for visionaries, for entrepreneurs who want to change the world and maximize their impact, called Brepic Network. And so, Sarah, what I want to know, this is like my burning question, is we talked about presence before the break, and I've noticed in that network, because full disclosure, I'm a part of this network, you have facilitated presence in a networking event filled with entrepreneurs who were all squirrely. How have you been able to accomplish that, and what have you brought to the Brepic Network?
Sure. Yeah, it's basically a room of ADHD. No. It's so interesting because Brepic Network started with my husband, Justin, and his business partner, Mark Fujiwara, who decided that they wanted to create a room specifically for entrepreneurs who want to change the world, who just want to meet, connect, collaborate with those doing the same. And for a couple years, they tossed around all these ideas of how to do this and how to connect people, which they're really good at, but neither of them are the doer. So I joined to get stuff done, basically. And it's created this room of amazing, amazing humans who want to change humanity, who just want to learn and want to grow from each other, which is fantastic.
And so you facilitated this, and I'm in those meetings, and we are, as entrepreneurs, we are so scattered. We are, and it's a Zoom meeting, so the fact that everybody is focused in a Zoom meeting, like, that is an accomplishment. And I know we're going to meet in person and all the other things, but how is it that you're able to make sure that everybody is seen and heard and has their opportunity in a room that's virtual and full of really high-level entrepreneurs who are, maybe we're not diagnosed, all of us, but pretty much we're all ADD?
That's actually a really nice compliment, and I've never thought about it like that before, because truly this room is all about presence. And I think it comes down to, we talk about as founders, Mark, Justin, and myself, we're always our true selves, always. You see our pluses, our minuses all the time. We have nothing to hide. We are always there, and I think that brings out everyone else's true self as well. We've created this room of, people who don't feel the same as other people around them. Entrepreneurs, it's a different breed. And I think a lot of times they're not present because they don't feel seen and heard. And our room is different. We start out with everyone being positive about, hey, what were your wins since the last time we saw you? And everyone in this room, it's not competition at all. There's no competition. At the highest level, it's all about collaboration. And so all these people are rooting for each other, so they're fully present. Even when people are just talking about their wins and what they've done, it starts off the meeting in such a great high mode that we just run from there.
Yeah, and something that's as a coach, that's what we do in coaching. The beginning of every session in coaching is, what are your wins, personal or professional? Because sometimes in business, let's be real, sometimes it's a really tough string of days, and it might be hard to come up on a weekly basis with what is our win. But there's always something positive happening, either personally or professionally, that we can find and dig in. And so it's a coaching premise that you've incorporated in this. And you're right, it facilitates this sharing, this open sharing, and this vulnerability. And something that I really wanted to talk to you about on this show specifically, because we have a ton of executives and entrepreneurs here watching, and it's hard to be vulnerable when, especially for those of us like myself who are old generation, that you don't bring your emotions to work, you don't talk about it, it's complete separation of work and personal. But the world has changed.
Yeah.
And now it's important that we know who we're doing business with. We do business with people that share our values. So we have to articulate our values. So when you bring this room together and you start that, how are you able to encourage these entrepreneurs to be vulnerable? Because I've seen a lot of vulnerability in your room, because it's our nature to want to like constantly be striving. We're high performers. We don't like that vulnerable space necessarily.
Correct. And I think that was our biggest surprise at our first meeting ever, was how immediately people became so vulnerable. And I think it's because we vet who comes into the network. So we have a process where we choose character first. It's not all about who can pay to get in the door like most networking groups are. Again, we don't do competition. We don't do narcissism. We want high character, high alignment, family first people before anything else. And because of that, people are open.
I couldn't agree more. And you know, as we move forward, as you move forward with this group, what have you seen in the evolution since you've joined? Like, I know it's been a trajectory. I'm relatively new to the network, but what has the evolution looked like on your end, and what are you most proud of?
The evolution has been incredible. It absolutely blows my mind every time I think about it, how happy the network makes me. May of 2023 is when I joined. Mark and Justin had 6 members, no site, no masterminds, and they just connected them on the side. We now have about 60 global members all over the place in terms of vertical, because again, it doesn't matter what you do or where you are. It's all about who you are and what you want to do. And so the amount of just positive interactions between the members, the connections that everyone's getting, that's, you know, I mean, it warms my heart. And we just see this going bigger and bigger, and we want to make the biggest impact possible as well.
And so I know that giving is a part and something that you're bringing into this, because you've brought this group of people, and we all want to make the world, we all want to leave the world a better place. We want to solve big world problems, and we're working together to do that. And so how are you integrating that whole attitude of giving into the network itself?
So that's my biggest project this year, is making sure, my goal is that we become the most impactful network ever. That's literally my goal, and that's the first thing that I spent money on this year, was making sure that we had someone to help us do that, because we want to give back. We want to give back for every member that joins. Mark, Justin, and I will each have our own charity of choice that every member who joins will be giving to. And referrals are going to be donated as well. So anybody who refers somebody who joins will get to pick their referral donation of choice, and we will donate for that as well. So it's a win-win-win.
Absolutely. And you know, it really is kind of revolutionizing the way we look, because many of us, we go into business because we want to leave a legacy. We want to have a big impact. And we both went into medicine. We wanted to impact the health of our communities, because that's why you go into medicine. I don't know anybody who goes for any other reason. But you know, what we're doing now as entrepreneurs, we can actually solve bigger problems. Right. And when we collaborate together with others who share our values and who are very positive and collaborative in nature, it's almost like it exponentially increases the trajectory of how much we're able to impact the world in our respective spaces. And so I guess the biggest question I have for you, because you do a lot of the vetting, I know they go through you. What's like the red flag? What is it? How do you know you want to partner with this person versus how do you know you definitely don't want to partner with this person?
That's a good question. And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes we have what's called a wolf in sheep's clothing. So we don't always know the first time, but usually when you ask somebody things like, what's your cause? You know, what is your goal? What do you want to impact? You can kind of let them go and see if they have a really, you know, rehearsed answer, or if they really have a cause and a purpose and why they're doing what they're doing. I think, you know, we just recently spent some time with Richard Branson, and with him, he said flat out, I've never started a business to make money, and that's why I've been successful. And so I think that's been really motivational as well. But it's a process, and I think we're actually going to incorporate some AI to help us with any character questions as well.
Oh, that's so interesting. And I love technology, you know that. And so the more that we can leverage technology to assist us in what we're doing is so fantastic. But I really want to highlight never go into business for the money, because that's something we talk about a lot. If we're people of value, if we're connecting and collaborating and we're doing something that's adding value to the lives of our customers, of our communities, the money takes care of itself. And we're more wildly successful than we could ever imagine when we're givers first. And so I really like that you've got this impact coming in, and you have a giving initiative with everything that you do, because it's so vitally important. We do have to take a brief break, but we will be back after these messages.
Hi, I am Noura Al-Masri, and welcome to Echoes of Impact with Noura. Join me on a journey where we celebrate the power of women in business, the driving force behind growing nonprofits, and the architects of change in our community. We'll explore strategies for building successful businesses, increasing cash flow, and saving on taxes. Tune in to Echoes of Impact with Noura, because when women succeed, we all thrive. See you there.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse, and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
Call 855-993-2096 right now. That's 855-993-2096.
Have you ever had to hire multiple contractors? It is a daunting task that takes a lot of management time and impacts the core business or the company, the time you spend with your loved ones. At Texas Home Property Solutions, you can count on a responsible company that can tackle all your general contractor needs. Electricity, painting, remodeling, plumbing, air conditioning, and roofing. Hire us and forget it. With over 20 years of experience, Texas Home Property Solution will deliver your project on time and within budget, with the high level of quality and integrity, no matter the size or complexity. If you are a company, a government institution, or an individual who needs a general contractor, you need Texas Home Property Solution. Take a decisive step and call us today for a free consultation.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your Care Watch right now. Operators are standing by.
Welcome back to Power CEOs, the truth behind the business. If you're just tuning in, you're going to want to go to nowmedia.tv, go to shows, click on Power CEOs, and catch the first half of this episode. Why? Because we are here in studio with Dr. Sarah Breen, and she has been giving us so many nuggets of amazingness. Before the break, we ended on when we go into business, we don't want to go into business solely to make money. What we want to do is be be of value to our clients and to our communities, because if we're taking care of our people, we're taking care of our clients, the money always follows. It always takes care of itself. We also talked a lot about how important it is to be authentic and vulnerable and have the community of entrepreneurs. As entrepreneurs, it's a lonely journey. Have a right community where we can be authentic and vulnerable so that we can support each other fully in our growth. So we're going to dive right back in, Sarah, to the conversation. And I'm going to ask you a question because a lot of times people will contact me and they're like, I've never networked before. How does this work? I've never done the building relationship aspect and I'm new to business. How do I get started? So of the networkers, are everybody kind of experienced networkers, or have some people come in and they're kind of green on the building relationship and collaboration? And how do you help onboard them so that they can kind of feel comfortable in that space?
Sure. So there's such a variety of people in the network because, again, we base our membership on character first, not where you're at. So there are, people who have been entrepreneurs for years and years and have exited companies, and there are startups, but it's all about their mindset. To us, a visionary is someone who, thinks the big picture, not the business side of this is how much money I'm going to make, this is how many employees I have. That to us doesn't really matter. Sure, little things matter along the way, but it's all about the people you're around. And so we want to build this room of bigger thinkers. So we help them, again, by being around bigger thinkers. That truly helps them right off the bat. And part of what we do at our meetings is we allow every meeting, we have one member who just spotlights. And so they tell us, this is what I'm working on. This is what I need help with. Can somebody help me? So it's not just Justin, Mark, and I doing the connections for them. It's a room of 50 people saying, oh, wait, I have a connection for you. I didn't think that we had anything in common, but we do. Here's my connection for you. And it's just such a great way to, to improve what you're doing.
Yeah, I really love that. And you're right. Like when I choose rooms that are going to fuel my soul or that are going to help me think outside of the box. And what really attracted me to Brepic was the fact that it was visionary focused. It was impact focused, because most network groups are business focused. Correct. And how can I grow my business? And the reality is, full disclosure, money's important. It's how we measure our success when we play the game of business. But I could care less about that aspect of it. I am motivated by the impact that I have on other humans because I came from medicine, for crying out loud.
Right.
And so, yes, money always follows, but it really attracted me because I want to have an impact. I am on television. I am nervous as anything. I don't like cameras. Y'all might not know this. We may have talked about this on TV. I have to psych myself up.
I didn't know that.
Every time we come into the studio because it's not natural for me. I am not, in stages as well, but the message is more important and the impact is more important. So what you've done is facilitated a room of impact. And it's something different, it's novel, and it's exciting. But the other thing that you've done is you have a room of +2 super positive, super energetic, amazing human beings that support each other. Talk to me about how you've managed to curate the people who are all in on supporting other entrepreneurs, supporting other humans, and really it's about being human in business.
Yeah, I think, again, it just ended up being perfect because we look at the character and people who want to impact. I think that's a different quality of people who are just a little bit more on the positive side overall. Everyone, like you said, everyone has their bad days, their bad weeks. Business isn't always amazing. But when you're around people who constantly lift you up, it gives you this feeling of almost a natural high, is what I call it, where this doesn't work for me. Talking to entrepreneurs all day, being in these meetings, you would think 2 hours on Zoom, like you said, you would think people wouldn't care anymore. You would think that, we would be bored. But honestly, every meeting gets better and better because of the people that are in the room, and them talking and lifting you up constantly is just incredible.
Yeah, and you can't understate the energy. And something that I've noticed as well, when you interact with people who are impact driven, and as you, the viewers, if you're in business, it's about impact. We're solving big problems. If we don't solve a big enough problem for our clients, then we don't have a successful business. It's as simple as that. It's about how we add value to other human beings. Whether we're B2B or B2C is irrelevant, because ultimately at the end of the day, there's an end user who is a human being. And so if we're a person who, when people get on the phone with us or get on a Zoom or meet us in person and they're left feeling energized and amazed, guess what happens? They want to do business with us.
Yes.
And 100% of the time, the people that are in your group that I've met, every time I meet with them offline, like or online on another call or by phone, it doesn't matter. 100% of the time I'm left energized and excited. And I just have not found that anywhere else. And so as you move and you grow, how are you going to ensure that that integrity stays the same? Because it's easy to do in a group of 20, 40 people. It's a lot harder if we grow bigger to 100, 200, 300 people.
Absolutely. And I think that was what we initially were trying to figure out. And we've had such great conversations, Justin, Mark, and I, over the last few months as to exactly how to grow this and scale it without losing anything, because the importance is the people. All we want to do is help our members. All we want is for our members to be happy. So being able to potentially have different membership levels where the in-persons are, we're starting in-persons this year. We're so excited for that. We're going to have great speakers. We're going to have fun events because that's who we are. Like I said, we're our true selves. So yes, there will be a taco truck and there will be amazing speakers. It's just the balance of life. But I think having potentially different membership levels, we may have different, different things going on that we're working on, but we are 100% focused on keeping it to the fact that Mark, Justin, and I are very, very present and available for everybody.
Yeah, and what I'm hearing over and over again is right people, shared values, people who want to make an impact. What are those, like, give me in a quick nutshell, what are the key aspects of the people you partner with in your members? Like, who are you looking to partner with? Because this is applicable to everyone in business. We all have to partner in business in order to get to the next level of success. We all have to hire team members. We have to build communities of people who become our clients, for example. There's a whole lot of parallels to business. So what are those key things that you guys look for in partnership with your members?
So I would say a few things. One would be somebody who lifts you up, like you said, people who you're around who just make you feel good. That's really important. Someone who's impactful, someone who does have a purpose, who does have a goal in helping the world, and someone who thinks big. Someone who's not all about the numbers and the exact revenue that they're gonna. We have people who say, well, can you guarantee me that this group is going to help me? It's not really the right fit then.
Oh, that's interesting, because a lot of other networking groups, that's the first thing they say is, I will give you your money back if you don't see a 10x return on your investment. Well, this is very different. So I really like that you do that. And what really comes to my mind very strongly when you said that is, it doesn't matter. We don't know. We have the why. As long as we have a strong why, we don't have to know the how.
Right.
And that's the way it is for me in business. Like, I will see a problem. I will say, okay, I'm going to go solve this problem, and I'm going to tell the world I'm solving the problem. I might not know how to do that. I don't have a plan yet in place, none of that. But I know in my soul and in my heart that this is a problem. I have the skill set and the network and the relationships to bring together the right people to solve this problem. And I just trust that if I launch that and move forward, it's going to happen. And you're doing that, and you're getting a group of people who are exactly like that. So I can't wait to see what else transpires, because it's almost like a movement.
Yeah.
Creating a movement that honestly might change capitalism for the better.
I hope so. We like to say that our members not only have genius brains, but they also have genius hearts.
Oh, that's so powerful. And so before we move to break, for those who are listening, what would you say that they start doing, or that they evaluate in themselves to say, am I a person of value? Do I know my why? Do I have a purpose? Like, how can they get started on that if maybe they've just jumped in or they're thinking about jumping in?
Yeah, it's an exciting place to be. I think that you really have to go deep within, because you're changing all the time. I'm a completely different person than I was 6 months ago, even completely different. And I think it's so important to embrace the changes and to not get stuck inside where you feel like you should be.
Be authentic.
True self.
All right, I heard it. I think my first action step, if I'm listening today, is be authentically you, because no one else can be better. Nobody else can do me better than me, and nobody else can do you better than you. Sarah, what is your superpower?
I think my superpower is probably human relationships in general. Translating for people what other people are saying, and just truly being there for people and trying to make the most impact I can in the world.
I would say you have a gift with people for sure. And so how has that transpired? You worked with people in medicine. Mm-hmm. Has your experience in your prior career translated to what you're doing in the entrepreneurial world?
100%. That's actually what spiraled me into it. Was I realized that obviously I've always known that my husband and I are complete opposites, but I realized that my communication skills that I definitely learned from being in the pediatric world for so long and dealing with not only just kids but parents as well, and having to communicate so many things differently, that could work really well because he's so good at connecting people, but his communication isn't that great. So I figured, hey, that's one of my superpowers and it's one of your weakest things. I really believe in what you're doing. Let's do it together.
Oh, that's so fantastic. And on that note, we are going to take a brief break. We will see you in just a few moments.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
Call 855-993-2096 right now. That's 855-993-2096.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your Care Watch right now. Operators are standing by.
Hi, my name is Michelle Merhar. You may remember me from the morning news. I'd like to tell you how getting data and documents into action fast gives you a competitive edge. Digital-first thinking to manage document workflows efficiently are giving all organizations a competitive edge. In fact, digital document automation is an essential process, helping us to become more profitable and to compete. By making any process paperless with secure automation, decisions can be made efficiently, virtually from anywhere. You'll be able to find and share documents securely in seconds. Your staff will be empowered by making optimal use of every office hour. And by the way, the size of your organization doesn't matter. Precision Products has been helping organizations for more than 30 years with paper to digital processes, including scanning systems for any document to premises and cloud document management systems. We make it easy and scalable for your business process needs from the office or other locations, even mobile devices. Contact us to see how we can help your organization succeed. Contact Will Waterall direct at 713-446-5939 and visit us on the web at precisionproductsinc.com.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
Welcome back to Power CEOs, Truth Behind the Business. We are here with Dr. Sarah Breen. If you're just tuning in, go to nowmedia.tv, click on shows, and check out the rest of the episode because it has been filled with all kinds of gems. We've been talking about the importance of building relationships, how to partner with people, what to look for, how to be a person of value and focus on the impact and allow the money to follow so that you can achieve even greater levels of success in your business and your life, and so much more. But I'm going to ask the burning question that I know you're all thinking about because right before the break, Sarah told us that her husband isn't the best communicator, and yet she chose to go into business with him. So, Sarah.
Yes.
How did you choose to, what drove you to go into business with your husband? How is that working, and how do you separate for the work-life balance that we started the show talking about?
That's a great question. So I would say that I never, ever wanted to go into business with my husband, ever. And he never thought it was a possibility. So I had a career, I had a straight line path, I'm a doctor, I have, never occurred to either of us actually. And some of the greatest moments of my life have come at a light switch moment. And we were at another group's couples connection workshop where you work as a couple to plan your life. With business principles, right? Your 1 year, your 5 year, your 10-year goals, which we're terrible at because we're not future people. We just live. And so this is something that we do because we're not good at it. And I realized, one, that I loved being around entrepreneurs. Loved it. Fueled my soul, made me feel really good. And two, was that because we were so different and because I so strongly believed in this company that he was creating, that I could potentially help him do the communication piece. And I looked at him and I said, okay, you might think I'm nuts and you can tell me if I'm crazy, just pull the plug, I won't feel bad. And he started crying when I told him. He was so excited. And for those of you who don't know, my husband doesn't have many emotions, so crying is not his thing. And he was so excited. He's like, tell the whole room, here's the microphone, tell the whole room, because he really wanted me to stick to it. And I came up with a plan and I approached his partner. It's different working with your spouse when you're so different. The communication piece, again, because I need it so much and he's so bad at it, is hard for sure. We've had our ups and downs like anyone else, but you just have to create boundaries. I think my biggest piece is that I also have a partner. There's, Mark, his business partner. He feeds my positive reinforcement need, whereas Justin doesn't really do that. And so I'm able to get what I need from both people.
That's super fantastic. I really like that. And I think it's important that we know what it is that we need in a partnership. So this goes down to partnership as well. What do I bring to the table? What are my strengths? What are your strengths? Are they complementary? Do they step on each other's toes? What is my role? And what do I need in order to make this successful? And this applies to partnerships. It applies to onboarding clients or members in your case, and business. And so I'm going to ask the next question, and that's how do you handle the crucial conversations? Because as a physician, as somebody in medicine, you have to have a lot of crucial conversations. Yeah. And conflict is a part of life, especially when you're talking to parents that maybe disagree or whatnot. And we were talking about this earlier, but how do you handle crucial conversations with your husband when something's happening in business that's not working for you, or even personally, so that you're able to have that separation?
So, good question. We're not perfect. Obviously, it's a work in progress. It just started less than a year ago of us working together. So there's definitely been some bumps in the road. I 100% take the business out of any personal conversations. So if I'm annoyed at him let me throw that the other way. If I'm annoyed at him personally, I do not bring that into the business world because it's not fair. And so I definitely take those two separately, which is hard. It's hard to separate sometimes, but it's 100% necessary because it's completely different. And it's interesting because as things have grown and changed, we both realized a couple days ago, completely simultaneously, completely in different rooms from each other, that I'm turning into the visionary and kind of taking that role from him, which was causing us some conflict because I see bigger than he does right now. And so we're kind of role reversal, which is really interesting too. But just realizing that and being super honest and upfront with all of that is so important.
Oh, absolutely. And to me, it's also respect. You know, I do some business with my partner as well. And you're absolutely right. We can't bring our personal stuff into the business. It's not fair to the business. But we also can't take our business stuff into the personal either. Sure. Because it's also not fair. And so one of the things that we've had some of those, we've actually switched roles in a couple of different areas. What we've noticed is it's all about an open line of communication. If something is not feeling right, it's about addressing it right then when it's a little thing instead of allowing it to become a big issue. And I think we've talked about this on the show before, but this applies to all of you in your businesses and in your personal lives. If there's something that's not feeling right, or a need that's not being met, or something that's not happening, and you're feeling frustration or any kind of negative emotion towards someone in your business or a team member or a client or whatever, it's essential that you handle it while it's small, because it doesn't just go away. Contrary to popular belief, people think we can just ignore it and it'll go away. It never happens that way. It always becomes something bigger. And when it's bigger, it becomes a much harder conversation to have, and it elicits a stronger response. So it's really critically important that we tune into ourselves. And Sarah, we were talking about how important it is as women. We're natural collaborators and we're nurturers. Right. So we're more intuitive and we listen to our gut a little bit more. But whether you're male, female, or whatever you are experiencing, if you feel that negative emotion, it's important to address it, to understand what is it that I'm feeling, why am I feeling it, what is my role in this? I always look in the mirror and go, what did I do to facilitate this potential conflict? Did I not communicate effectively, et cetera, and then address it while it's small. Any other key aspects that you want to bring forth for our viewers?
I think that's really important because, you know, luckily, again, because we already have such an open line of communication, whether or not it's always positive, but at least I feel very comfortable telling him how I feel, so that I think definitely helps a lot. But like I said, I think knowing exactly what you need and what fuels you is super helpful, because yes, you have to have those specific conversations, but if you have somebody else that you can turn to for different conversation pieces that, you know, make everything a little easier, that's a good thing too.
Absolutely. So we are getting towards the end of our episode, and Sarah is a part of an amazing network. It's Brepic. What would you like our entrepreneurs, our individuals who are watching, our viewers, to take action on today?
I think making sure you're around the right group of people. So, you know, be around people who feed you your soul. I mean, people who, I always say, this room, it's like coffee for your soul. That's how I feel about Brepic Network. So being around the people that you want to be like, making sure that you're impacting the world in some positive way.
And so for those who are listening or watching, how can they reach out to you?
The easiest way would be to go to our website, which is brepicnetwork.org. It's BREPIC network.org, and there's a really easy part where it says contact Sarah.
So definitely contact Sarah. She's also on social media as well, but Sarah is your entry point. If you do not have a community and you're looking for that community, because let's face it, entrepreneurship is a lonely road if we allow it to be. But when we surround ourselves by people who are going to support and stretch us and encourage us to really become better, that next version of ourselves, that best version of ourselves is so critically important. If you're looking for that, definitely reach out to Sarah. Whether Brepic is the network for you or not, she will have a conversation with you. She's an amazing resource for you, and I highly recommend you reach out. Thank you so much for your time today and your expertise.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. And you, yes, you, we're going to talk to you because you know what's coming. We've talked about a lot of knowledge things, and I know we talked a lot about community and surrounding ourselves with the right people and partnering. Your job today, your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to pick one thing you heard today. Is it I don't have a community? I'm going to reach out to Dr. Sarah. Great. That's your action step. Is it, oh, I'm in a community, but it's not feeling right. I need to have some crucial conversations. That's your step. Pick one action step from everything you heard today that's going to move you powerfully forward. And do it right now, not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Because knowledge is the smallest part of the equation, and the magic happens when we take action and implement. So we're going to take action on one step today, right now, that's going to improve your trajectory. It's going to create that positive momentum and get you moving powerfully forward to the next step in your business or your life. So that is what we would like to leave you with today. Take that action step. Contact Sarah at Brepic Network. Have a conversation. Build that group, that community. Do business and partner with those people who light your soul on fire and leave you energized. And unfortunately, all good things do come to an end, including this show. But the good news is we'll be here same time, same station next week. So until then, win today, win this week, and we'll see you next time.
This has been a Now Media Networks feature presentation. All rights reserved.
Taking a trip in the next 12 months? Airlines are under tremendous pressure and they're practically giving away their unsold seats. Like every crisis, this one will end too. But right now is the best time to take advantage of giveaway ticket prices on their unsold seats. We're not allowed to publish these low fares online. The only way to get these rock bottom giveaway prices is to call. So phone low-cost airlines now for airline ticket prices you may never see again.
Are you drowning in a sea of medical records, spending countless hours in the documentation? Picture this, a cutting-edge AI-powered tool designed specifically for the healthcare industry that streamlines your workflow, reducing time and effort spent on tedious medical record research. Introducing Data Dive, your lifesaver in medical record review. Say goodbye to manual data extraction and hello to efficiency. Our advanced artificial intelligence delves into vast medical databases, swiftly extracting relevant information so you can focus on what truly matters, patient care. Imagine having a virtual assistant at your fingertips, tirelessly working to compile comprehensive medical histories, treatment plans, and diagnostic reports. Data Dive not only saves you time, but ensures accuracy and completeness in your documentation. Data Dive adapts to your unique needs, learning from your preferences, constantly improving its performance. It's like having a dedicated research partner that evolves with you. The future of healthcare is here. Artificial intelligence meets medical expertise. Partner with Data Dive and embrace a world where your valuable time is spent caring for patients, not drowning in paperwork. Your patients deserve it.
If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. By wearing a small device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers right away. If you use insulin daily, you might be eligible to get your own continuous glucose monitor. So call the US Med Diabetic Health Hotline today and learn about the latest CGM technology. Not only can a CGM immediately reduce pain, it's accurate, easy to use, and helps you make better diabetes treatment decisions. And if you have Medicare or private insurance, you can see if you qualify for a CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost. We'll also provide free shipping of your new CGM, and we'll bill your insurance company for you. If you use insulin daily, you might be eligible to get your own continuous glucose monitor. So call the U.S. Med Diabetic Health Hotline to see if you qualify for a CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car